Now, one of the most difficult question a professional single woman aged 31 years old, such as myself, can encounter is the question, are you married? Like seriously, board exams, entrance exams, interview questions, easy level. But that question, emotional damage. Well, it's not because I cannot answer the question or I do not want to answer the question. It's just that the question itself contains underlying scrutiny that can somehow define the value of my existence at the age of 31. If I say yes, then I would be lying because no one really put a ring on it. And if I say no, then I will be subjected to an onslaught of sub questions, guesses to the possible answers as to why I'm still not married at age 31, and probably recommendations and suggestions that they wanted me to do immediately, such as, why are you still not married? Like, you're perfect. No one really chose you. Or, why aren't you married yet? Maybe your standards are too high. You need to lower it down. Or maybe your aura cannot market the men that you want. Or perhaps you're too focused on your career, or maybe you're too vocal of your opinions, and that is actually scary for men. Or goodness gracious, you sound like a feminist, and that's a red flag. And so on and so forth. And usually, as a response, I would just give them my most genuine smile to thank them for the words of help. Because I know deep down, those questions, those guesses, those solutions, those curiosities sprouted from the idea that they are worried and they wanted the best for me. Because here in our country, a 31 years old, single, professional woman, not yet married, is actually considered as a problem that must be solved. Now, in China, women like me are actually called leftovers. And here in the Philippines, I am the perfect candidate to spinsterhood or being an old maid. But according to research, women have actually changed their perspective on how they view marriages. And accordingly, many millennials, my generation actually, are still single by choice. And you might ask, really? By choice? Are you sure that it was their choice? Maybe they were just forced to choose that choice because they needed to swallow their pride. But no, research says many women right now in these modern times, despite being a professional at this age, 31 years old and above, choose to be not married. And the reason is that they have become educated. Yes, education. The expansion of mass education to women actually gave them certain powers. First, education changed their perspective, gave them the idea to counteract the notion of society that life is a uniform program, a life program meant for everyone, that first you have to go to school, get a job, save money, buy properties, and then get married and have kids. And if ever you fail to do a single part of that unified life program, then society will make you feel that something is incomplete, something is missing, and something is wrong in you. And I know that is not the truth. Second, education empowered women and gave us the right to many choices. We become professionals and we become contributors in our economy. And when people say that, hey, you might have high standards, actually, no, our standards are not that high. It's just that we know what we want. And it's either we're still looking for it or working on it. So it's kind of sad when education and international sustainable goals strive so hard to empower women, and yet the empowered woman is still measured by traditional values. And the third one, education made us understand that marriage is not a marketplace, that we are not a commodity set for an auction sale, that marriage should not be rushed, and that we understand that the saddest thing about marriage right now is that they are already a byproduct of desperation and perhaps a means to have IG posts and clout for likes and love. We know marriage is more than that. We understood that it is holy, that it must be respected. And perhaps the reason why we delay marriage is maybe because we wanted to be financially, emotionally, and mentally mature for us to be able to embrace the burden of a lifelong commitment. To become holistically mature is our priority more than our ripe or overripe ovaries. Kasi ngayon, kahit nga yung mga itinadhana, kaya pang ipaubaya. So yes, right now we celebrate diversity, we celebrate inclusion, but sometimes we just celebrate them in months and in colors. We fail to understand that when you say diversity, there is already the means of the emergence of many truths. And sometimes the truth that you are believing right now have already become a stereotype. And I'm not saying that stereotypes are wrong. They are also true, but they are incomplete truths. We also fail to understand that inclusion also means that we have to respect the reason behind the choice, even if we don't understand the reason at all. Give them that sense of existence. So for those who still think that a woman at my age is a leftover, please leave us in peace. And when I say peace, meaning a safe space where we can still thrive and not be bombarded by unnecessary insecurities that you are putting in us.